The head coach noticed her too. Back in the tavern, Aisha was like sunshine in gloomy days, with steaming chicken soup lifting spirits. A bowl of hot soup could dispel all pain, but time's cruelty made her frosty. Jimmy decided to quit the love game, but kindly invited her to dinner tomorrow. Aisha was totally pumped for this date. She especially wore her favourite sky blue dress, but when they met, Jimmy bluntly said he wanted to focus on the team. He figured he needed to sort out survival first before chasing love. Jimmy stifled his feelings, leaving the expectant Aisha thoroughly disappointed. With no choice, she left angrily. Back at camp, Jimmy was surprised to find her new roommate. This big guy was different from the other players who had turned him away. He grabbed Jimmy, and while his attitude was a bit rough, Jimmy understood this was his way of showing concern. Next came grueling devilish training, and Jimmy improved fast under the big guy's guidance. Not only did he showcase his skills in practice, but he also earned some recognition from the team members. However, whether he could stick around remained a mystery. Preseason arrived as planned, yet the Eagles remained in losing streak gloom. 6 losses made victory seem far away. Training camp faced its final round of cuts, and the coaches unanimously thought Jimmy was too old to stay, despite his excellent training performance. They worried he might have issues on the field, but head coach wasn't about to give up. He believed Jimmy was the nucleus of the team. After the meeting, he fell into deep thought. His wife supported his view, but now he faced pressure from the whole team and the media. How to stand firm was a huge challenge. Jimmy sensed he was facing the risk of being cut, and the players gleefully remarked that it was high time for this old-timer to leave. At that moment, the head coach approached him. Feeling anxious, Jimmy got straight to the point and expressed his gratitude. He handed over his player profile, only for the coach to push it back, revealing he had not yielded to public opinion. The head coach exercised his veto power to keep Jimmy and officially brought him onto the Eagles. He could finally rally some friends to fix his car and excitedly share the good news, which had everyone at the tavern cheering for him. The owner proudly declared the Eagles players were his treasures, and Aisha was sincerely happy for him, totally brushing off the previous fiasco. After a wild celebration, Jimmy was about to face the test of competition, finally standing on the grand stage everyone had been. The players seemed especially nervous, desperately needing a win to regain the fans' trust. Friends at the tavern gathered around the TV, glued to Jimmy's debut. As the referee flipped the coin, the match officially kicked off. Jimmy dashed forward like lightning, deftly dodging blocks, arriving at the front line for the catch. But at the crucial moment, he was tackled by a big guy, missing an excellent offensive opportunity, and the crowd erupted in gasps of dismay. He immediately expressed his regret to the coach. The more afraid of failure he was, the closer it seemed. They lost with an embarrassing score, leaving the team utterly demoralized, as if crushed in spirit. The coach faced unprecedented media pressure, with the press straightforwardly branding him a failure. The headlines even called for his ouster, and the wave of criticism from crowds and media sank the team's morale. Jimmy sat alone in the field, the broadcast mercilessly mocking him, asking why a 30-year-old was in this position. Heavy thoughts spread before his eyes, and he accidentally spotted a kid in an 83 jersey on the street. He realized his story had begun to silently impact others, driven by youthful passions and for his father's joy. Not to mention the constant support from friends, he had to stage an epic comeback. He found himself back on the muddy football field, his memories vivid, and his steps resolute. In the pouring rain, he joined a wild football match where he could fully relish his passion without reservation. As the chaos of the field finally calmed, Jimmy discovered newfound courage. He returned home to find Aisha waiting for him at the door. This time, he didn't hesitate. Instead, he boldly embraced her and gave her a passionate kiss. The next day's game commenced as planned, facing the Giants who once thrashed them 31-0. The coach constantly inspired the team. Though we weren't born with extraordinary talent, each of us can hold our own. We're not just carrying our dreams, but the hopes of the whole city. After the passionate praise, Jimmy tore up insulting notes left for him, symbolizing his total escape from the loser label. The match officially started, and number 83, Jimmy, dashed forward recklessly, knocking down opponent after opponent. His powerful defense pushed the Giants back, and he confidently pointed to the stands, as if declaring this was their stage. This action not only ignited the crowd, but also boosted the team's morale. The once downtrodden Eagles finally saw the glimmer of victory. The players were evenly matched, each striking once for an impressive touchdown. After a brief adjustment, Jimmy re-entered the field. With his teammates covering him, he charged forward fearlessly, undeterred by the attempts to block him. Each seamless maneuver hit the audience's passion nerve perfectly. They even held up banners to cheer for Jimmy. The echoes of past cheers and shouts revived in their hearts, reigniting their passion and energy. Rising after each fall, they re-entered the battle with the spirit of victory. The match drew closer to its end amidst the excitement. The moment of extreme peril, when everything hung in the balance. Jimmy keenly observed that one of his opponent's joints had turned pale. Immediately he shouted out urgently, 30 out of 100. Note here, Cyrillic letter for BB umlaut, Ekrov YQ letter 2E is translated as 30 out of 100 to convey the original meaning more accurately in English, as 1/3 might not fully capture the intended ratio or context in this scenario. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19.